Yeah. Hi, we're gonna play our 30-second countdown right now. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you out there. It's such a delight to be back here. This is the Elnathan Show, 2021 edition, the Elnathan Show. Welcome. I have my trusted compadre here, Bola of the Body Smiles. Hello, Bola.
Hi, happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Good
New
to be
Year.
back.
How are you doing?
Good, good, good. 2021. It's a good year. We'll call it a good year.
Well, we
Yeah.
have to prophesy these things, eh?
Oh yes, we have to call it. We'll call it a good year.
We have to call it a good year. It's been a good year
Yeah.
so far. Today is the 19th of January,
Mm-hmm.
and we're starting afresh. We're starting on a good tone. I guess that's the word to use, on a good leg. Despite everything that has happened in 2020, it's been an interesting transition. That's the word I want to use. An interesting transition. And so tonight, I want to go straight into the show. The title of our show tonight is This 2021. Hmm. This 2021. I'm saying it again because it packs a punch. Even as I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, wow, this 2021. First of all, I can't believe we made it. We made it!
I know, right?
We made it.
2020 felt like, would it ever come to an end?
Like in my part of the world, and I know people, we have listeners out there from all over Nigeria, West Africa, Canada, all over, and it's like some places were shut down. Hmm.
Yeah.
They shut them down completely. Christmas initially was, I remember the last show we did, I was saying, obey the law, obey the rules, do not allow anybody, no ticketing, these people are
Yeah.
watching, and then they reduced it a little bit. And then Christmas was passable. And we're talking about make a plan, make a plan, make a plan for 2020, the Christmas holiday. And then when we thought it couldn't get any worse, they found a variant in UK. They found a variant, a mutation of the virus in Europe. And then Europe, I spoke to somebody in Europe today, and it was shut down completely. And it's like, wow. And then the question became, are we going for work night service? Are we going for work night service? And it was like, no, I'm not going for work night. No, I will stay. I don't know. I don't know. Do you go? And it was like, ah. And then eventually, we crossed in. Right now, this is
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Life is back on. Government
Yeah.
has resumed. The malls are opening, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are the malls opening? No.
I believe some malls are opening.
Some malls. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. The last news I had, saloons,
Some are back,
yeah, 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 yeah.
So it looks like as if we're marching
Mm-hmm.
on, things are going, and so it's really
Yeah.
interesting. It's really interesting
Mm.
to be back here, and I'm so excited that we made it, and we're back. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much. We're excited to be here, and the title of our show today is This 2021. So the story I have to tell tonight is my story, my own story. And before I say, it's a really short story. It's not, a big deal. And I'm saying this to, I'll use it as a preview of what we're going to do in the new year. And my story is, every year for the past 5 to 6 years or 7 years, it's been like, this year in January, I said to myself, this year it will be my year of, I don't know, money, and I give myself achieving successes. It will be my year of greatness, of this, of that. And then come June, I've already felt there's no greatness this year. There's no money. My bank account hasn't shifted or moved. Nothing has happened to me that looks like what I declared or
But how
declared.
was the money supposed to come? Just drop down your account,
No,
or
and
you go outside and pick it on the road, or
that's the point I'm making, because what I have done all these years is just hoped and believed that somehow, these things will just happen. And I've made this declarations to myself. And then I realized that for the past maybe 10 years of my life, I have not been doing myself a favor. And so I'm coming to tonight to, I guess, start this year by owning up. The first thing to deliverance is accepting you have a problem, is accepting there's an issue in your life. And I'm coming out here, if you're going to be on public, on social media, there's got to be an onus of truth there. I've come to own the last 10 years of my life, I've not done any major planning. I wrote that thing that you write in the beginning of the year where they say what you want to accomplish. You write 10 things I want to accomplish. I want to be an astronaut. I want to go to the moon. I want to be $1 billion. I want to be good to my neighbor. All those things. I always write them, but by then I want to read my Bible every day. By February 1, that thing has died. And I feel so sad and so dejected, and I stopped making New Year resolutions. And then so this year, this 2021, it's important that I feel like, I'm one of the population, and I don't want to come preachy, and I don't want to give you 10 steps. I don't have 10 steps to anything here. I don't have 5 steps to, maybe Bola, you have any 5 steps or 10 steps to?
It's interesting, number one, that I'm
Mhm.
starting the year with my Smalley. So please ignore. Oh yeah, she was going to announce herself.
And thank you for coming on to sacrifice. So to all the mothers
Yeah.
out there, thank you.
Well, that's what COVID has done to us, right? So
COVID.
we'll take it on. So, but I think what happened in 2020 is that it was like an awakening, waking up to reality. What are we even really doing? Because it stripped us of all the religion and all just the following. Because your children will ask you questions, you can't even answer them, right? So, what you have believed, what has it been? You should be able to explain to someone when they ask you that, this resolutions you're writing, has it worked? And I think that's where you're talking from, revaluing everything, reevaluating everything. Is it working? How is it doing? Let's do something different in
For you to
2021.
work, you actually have to follow it. There's actually the law of
Mm-hmm,
movement,
mm-hmm,
and I
mm-hmm.
think that one thing, once again, I'm using myself as the guinea pig
Guinea
tonight.
pig.
Have I been diligently following the plan I laid out? Because whatever the plan it is that you lay out is your plan.
Oh yeah.
You're going to pick
Mm-hmm,
your plan
mm-hmm,
for you.
mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to do. If you say 2021, I want to sit in my house, it's on you. There's no, if you
Just
say
sit.
that's it. Just it's what you want. And whatever it is you want for you. If you say 2021, I want to be a better person, it's on you. But the
Yeah.
question is, have you been following it diligently? And how do you follow it? How do I guess, follow it diligently?
I I've seen something someone wrote where they said, okay, you have to break it down, and okay, you have this big goal, you have to break it down into achievable goals. What will I be doing? And I think I listened to someone, Pastor Kodju, say it clearly. He said, well, start the race not as a sprint, but as a marathon, so that you know that you every day you keep running. And when you're starting a marathon, you don't put your whole energy, start reading the Bible every day. It's just
Look,
giving yourself space.
God bless all the great man and women of God. And even my pastor too, Pastor
Mm-hmm,
Smith here, has preached on purpose. On
mm-hmm.
when you go to God, when you ask God, what do you want? What is the purpose? What is the kingdom purpose? Like, look, it's not for the lack of sermon. The issue is not them. The issue is me. So that's the issue is not them. The issue has never been the sermons or the men of God who have taken out time, because there are great men of God out there. One thing I want to point out that this year is that I want to appreciate more men of God and of pastors, imams, people of faith who are guiding the flock. Because what I find out in social media, and this is a tangent really, but what I find that social media is good to judge and say, that pastor is doing this, is stealing money, da. You know what? For a man to be able to capture people and have them in a congregation is noteworthy. Let's stop all this. I'm trying this year not to look at people with the mindset of they got lucky. That's a man that has a big church, got lucky, or a man that accomplished lots of money, stole money, or a man that was able to keep his family is because his wife is a prayer warrior. That's no. It's also a mindset change for me in that regard, because we do a lot of careless talking. And when we carelessly talk about people like that, we also rob ourselves of the ability to learn.
Lessons to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is my one thing this year that I want to do for myself, and I appreciate the people who are standing, who have stood in the gap, who will keep standing, But that's a tangent. Let's come back to my story of why I won't fall into the same rut like I did last year. Let's not use COVID as an example, because for people out there who are tired of listening to the sermons, who are tired, because every sermon right now you listen to is based on this year, what it must be, how it must be, by fire, by force. And I get it, But there's a time when you're tired of all those advices. Is that the word advices? I don't know. You're tired
You're
of
tired of advice, but you want advice. Are you not asking for advice though? How
that.
do you?
No, what I'm saying is, yeah, because when you stand in a place of
Mhm.
authority, you've heard it all. Have we not by now? Have you not heard some of these things? Pick the
Mhm.
Bible, but I'll tell you what Jesus was saying there. Do
I
you
know,
know?
but it's so you have to do something differently, basically.
Aha.
Doing things differently, you know.
Mhm.
Because they say it's only a mad person that does the same thing over and over again and expects a different result.
Everybody's mad sometimes. That means I've been mad for 10 years because I've done the same thing for the past 10 years. You
I
know,
did not call you.
I write every year. I write resolutions. I write goals achievable. We do the SMART goal, the SMART. SMART, measurable, achievable, something. You put the planning. You do all the thing, and then by March you're tired. Something has blown it out of the water, and you're like, whoa, and you feel like, what am I going to do now? And so, I guess so. Yeah.
I guess what has worked for me would be when I learned vision board, which is quite different from, just writing goals and everything. So what I started with for vision boards was not even putting any word. Was I putting words? No. Just putting pictures of things that I want to look forward to achieve, and then just putting it somewhere where I would see it, and somehow that kind of reminds me of, oh, and I want to do this thing, but also letting myself understand that I'm human, you know.
Mm,
One plus no telling your body that discipline is hard. When you do it 1 2 3 times, your body will tell you chill, you know. It takes
discipline.
time.
I
Discipline, I
don't like
feel like
hearing those
it's,
words like discipline, like diligence. Those words begin to annoy me
but
because
that's the thing. Discipline without you can't.
they annoy me personally because I'm never
They
able to.
annoy you because they confront you with the truth, though.
Why annoy me? Who wants to be?
you know, they confront you with the truth of, okay, am I not disciplined? So it's because it's either you are, you are not.
Well, there's also that. Is that yeah? Mm.
That's the thing. So telling yourself that, but giving yourself grace as well.
That's the thing. I can give myself a 6 months grace. What does that mean now for me?
It means that you're not disciplined.
I don't like that word. That word is annoying me personally. Diligence, consistency along it. They just repeat because what ends up happening is they say, you read that book where they tell you if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. Yeah, no.
Maybe a little longer.
I think
Maybe a little longer.
yeah, I think slightly, yeah, because and this is what I'm trying to get at.
I think it differs with people, right? There are some people, maybe if they do it 5 times, it works for them. But for me, maybe a little longer.
I'm thinking even maybe a little longer than your own longer because some people, let me not use the word, but but I guess and I hope somebody out there feels the same way as I feel. Maybe I really hope that somebody feels the same way as I feel because some people are like, look, I get it. We've listened, we've heard, we've read all the books, and our lives are not showing the results. And so the question is, why? Why is it not showing the result? And then that's been on my mind. That look, we're starting a new year. People are
the funny
generally
thing the funny thing for me is maybe because I'm not just used to following people for or doing things for not knowing or doing things for doing things sake, right? So I would say in the last 3 years, I think that's when I started taking things really serious.
hmm,
3 or 4 years. It would even take me till March to even write anything down.
the first quarter is almost done.
Like, yeah, it would take me till March for me
Wow.
to even sit down to say, you know what, this is what I want to achieve. And because all through the other months, what am I doing? I'm thinking, I'm brooding over it. I'm not just going to say, oh, I want to write goals. I'm brooding over, and then
What
the
you're saying is
first,
that it takes a 2 month process for you to actually
Yes,
know
yes,
what your year is
yes,
going to be. Is it worth it
yes.
to wait that long?
Sorry?
Is it worth it to wait that long?
I'm
Is
not waiting. I'm not, it's not like I'm sitting
right.
and just waiting. There's
You have
something
to share.
happening,
Yeah, there's a
right? So I found that it took me the first time I did March, the next year was still March again. And then last year, nothing. And I understand why nothing. I did not even pen down anything for 2020. And yeah, so many other things were happening even before COVID happened.
sometimes you just can't plan
So
anything.
to be sincere, I did not even write anything. So when COVID happened, I felt like, somehow I knew that this year was just going to be, you know what, let's just chill here.
Yeah.
And so what I said for 2021 is okay, I've still not written anything. So no, I lied. I've not written, the normal way you write goals and everything. No, I've just written words,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
But I've still not sat down to say, and then I have an idea in my head and I'm still
Yeah.
brooding over it. And I'm not just brooding, I'm praying over it. I'm brooding over it. I'm thinking
Putting
about it.
okay.
So I'm not quick to write in that sense. You know how I just want to sit down and set goals. No, I'm not, that's not my style. So I don't know.
Hmm. Folks, this is the Ty Elnathan Show on the LCC Media Foundation portal, and we're doing this 2021. What is it going to be for you? How is it going to end for you? Have you visualized it? Have you thought about it? Are you like me, a little skittish? You don't want to make any major plans because you know what the ones you made 2 years ago didn't happen. Maybe this year, what do we need to change in our lives? What do I need to change? I am the guinea pig for tonight. Let me not use you. I know me. What do I need to change in my life? Hopefully my story can encourage you to say, listen, what have I been doing wrong? Because a lot of
Mhm.
times we've done the same way. I've never really stopped to think about the path. So this is the Tayo Nathan Show once again on the LCC Media Foundation portal. If you want to have your comments, concerns, criticisms, my email is, I have to look at my email. It is tayo.elnathan at LCC Media Foundation. .ca. Once again, tayo.elnathan at LCC Media Foundation.ca. So I guess my point is planning. I realize
Yeah.
that what I have not done is planning. I have not planned. I've written goals. And this one, I can blame my family members for this because when we're growing up, well, let's put the blame. That won't make me feel good right now. Let's blame. I will not mention, it's my daddy. Leave that matter. The man will make us sit down in front of the computer, in front of our paper and say, tell me 10 things you want to accomplish. Then I have one sister, I will not mention her name. She was the favorite. And she liked 25 things. I said, Daddy said 10.
Ah.
No. Like, Daddy said 10. I'm doing 25. Of course, by that time, everybody now is in trouble. Because me,
Of
I'm doing
course.
4. I'm still stuck on 1. 25. Whether the other of my
What a
sister,
lovely sister to have.
so that's just have to say, excuse me, sir, please. Maybe you should deal with us individually because you don't understand this judgment that you want to be judging all of us. It was very painful. So our daddy used to make us put fire on the mountain. 5-year plan, 10-year goal plan, 15-year.
Oh my goodness.
So already your mind is by November you're depressed. You're thinking of 20-year plan. You want to marry the third dark announcement that will just appear like that. But what ended up happening is that what we didn't do in that process, and this is no fault of him. This is,
Mhm.
that there was never any plan, you know,
Yeah.
towards
I
those.
guess what he was trying to do is to get you to start thinking. But of course, you can't think under that kind of.
Yeah, because I couldn't pass 4. I want to be a good student. I want to get. I want to help my mom in the kitchen, and then by the time I'm number 5, what else again? Meanwhile, my sister is writing. I want to read 10 books. I want
Oh
to
my
go.
goodness.
Please excuse yourself.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have no desire to read anything. I want to. Who wants to get here in further maths? You know,
Oh wow.
that's them was not me. Me, I was thinking if one of my friends is listening to this show, should remember how I hated maths, that they had to put me in special prep maths class to that when I said I would study accountancy, they said, are you sure? You know, I think
Is
they're
that a gun to your head? Are you the one talking?
where you know that you can pass that area. But anyway, so I digress. But planning, I find
Yeah.
that what I have not done, or what I'm finding based on my new body of knowledge, is that I have not done a lot to plan,
Mhm.
you know, to plan. And that is very important because you see, even those of us who are Christians, and for those of us who are non-Christians, I don't know your faith also. I subscribe to the Christian faith. I believe in the spirit of living God. So everything I say here would, of course, that is the inspiration of a lot of the things we say here, but also the fact that that is my frame of reference. And so when you see a promise on the Bible right now, I'm just learning now that a lot of the promises, most promises on the Bible, except maybe salvation, has a condition. So God will supply all your needs. Uh, does not mean to just drop from heaven.
No.
You have to do something. But all my life, I've thought that those statements, um, will just happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've prayed, I've believed, and then the supplying, the supplies will just show up. I don't even know how it will show up, you know, but it will show. Until I heard someone about, do you even put any structure in place? I'm like, which structure? I've prayed, and it's like, no structure. So then I'm thinking, I have to be thinking business. I have to be thinking money, mindset. All my life, I've never ever thought about planning
Mhm.
of anything. I just assumed that. And it could also be because a lot of the goals I've planned have been goals academic, or, goals like that are built already in the lifestyle, So,
Right.
like, so if you're going to school now, you're going to pass all A's. So you are going to
Mhm.
really hard to achieve that. Those are
Mhm.
goals that, do you know what I mean?
That
As
you don't need to put so much thought to.
Yeah,
There's an action plan.
already built in your,
Yeah.
yeah. But now when you are now at the point where there's no action plan pre-built, and you are just by
Mhm.
yourself, and you want to be I don't know, you want to be a good person in life, and you're like, crap,
Mhm. What does that even mean?
what does that even mean? How do I plan? How do I plan that? And then confusion hits me, and I start to sweat like, I'm looking at the Nigerians will say the afternoon part of your life. I've left the morning.
I heard one very funny phrase that has to do with what you said. He said, we'll not live life backward. How
Like,
did they say? We'll not be living our life backward. Which kind of
the things you should be doing then, the other can be confused, you know. And so I don't want to say I'm reaching midlife crisis area, but it's looking like
No, but I guess what happens to us is
Mhm.
it's like an awakening, or maybe you get to a point, it feels like you've been sleeping all the while, and you're like, what's happening? You know, for me, what got me to this point was when I realized that the kids started asking me some questions. I'm like, okay,
And those
I
children
need to
now,
start reading back. Oh, I need to,
mm-hmm.
because, and then simple things that you probably had crossed your mind, but you just put to the corner, and then they'll ask you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So a simple question like, oh, why do we go to church every Sunday? Do we have to go to church every Sunday?
Yes, we have to, because I
Do
said so.
do there is there no holiday? No, so you say because no,
Because
but
I
so
said
so the problem is
uh-huh.
because I said so is because this I find that this generation is a generation that wants to know. They are big on knowledge, right?
Hmm.
Now is not a bad thing.
It's a very
The
bad
only
thing.
the only problem is that we have not been equipped to answer.
This is
So
a
guess
very
what?
bad thing. Too much knowledge can kill you. What are they
Well,
asking? You are going to church. You
what does
are
ignorance do?
like,
What would ignorance do?
slight ignorance is okay. It's not everything that everybody should be doing anyhow like that. Slight, you can be slightly ignorant. Too much. Yeah.
let let me tell you what slight ignorance can cause. Then
Um,
someone brings up a topic like one was it in 2019. Someone brings up a topic and says, so why do we even pay tithes? And everybody's running helter skelter. If we're all equipped with the information that we needed, the knowledge that we needed, it's Old Testament doctrine.
that was the easiest question for me. God commanded.
But
Covenant.
but but this this person opened scriptures for us to see that. See, no, we're not going to go into the topic. Don't even go into it.
Let's not
This
start.
person opened Bible for us to say, see XYZ, 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 right? And then everyone's like, hey. So what I feel, and even the Bible says that we should study to show yourself approved.
Mm-hmm.
So knowledge in itself.
I believe in absolute truth sometimes. Where listen, if God has said it,
No. There are some things. There are some things that.
I know what.
So if all the questions they ask you, everything is because God has said, then what does that make you? What does that?
Did he not?
The God that said it is he sits down to give us explanation. If you open the Bible, he would explain to you. If you see questions where Abraham says, "So how will he be? How will he be?" Right?
And then what was God's answer?
So
I don't remember.
You don't remember. So who said
the same kind of question that Zachariah went and asked?
No, so there's a question.
His mouth up.
No, even Mary. Okay, so it's Mary that said, "How will he be?" When they met Mary, and they said, and Mary said she was happy about it. That
she put
in she said, "How will he be?" She said, "How will he be?" And then the Holy Spirit, and he told him that the Holy Spirit will come upon you.
I agree, but I don't believe Mary spoke those words. I believe she meditated upon it. It was the cry that said in Gabriel, how did this happen? And then Gabriel said, "You don't know, shut your mouth, don't talk again." That's how India handled the matter.
Mary asked, "How will he be?" And they said, and he was answered. And I know that there are so many other scriptures that they ask, "How will he be?" Even Abraham, when they say he's going to have a son, after a while, angels walked to him again to reassure him that by this time next year, right? Yeah, even when he tried to help himself, God said, "No, it is not this one, the one that you will birth by yourself."
So those are still commands. Like, listen, this is not the one you are doing, But
no, but they were having conversations now. And when they said they were going to wipe out his nephew, Sodom and Gomorrah, he said, "Excuse me, sir, hold on, let's have a conversation. If you find so number of righteous people, would you wipe it out?"
Yeah, it was man appealing.
So if your children, so if your children are coming to ask you, you just tell them, "God says so."
There are something that is good that says.
Let's go back to topic.
Let's go back to the topic. Because if I don't have answer, I don't know how to explain it. I'll say, listen, see what.
So it's good enough for you to be sincere to say, "You know what? I don't have an answer. I'm going to look into it. And once I look into it, I would answer. I would come back to you, or we can even look into it together." Right? I feel like that's even a better step than to say, "You know what? That is it. That is what it is. What it is." And then they would ask them, and then they can't answer.
Maybe I won't quite say like that, but I just find that there are some questions that when you go through the process of answering or questioning, it becomes unnecessary. There are some things that I feel that people should just accept, and I think that accepting those foundational values would, like this issue of fact. If you've been a Christian for so long, you should know by now that this thing is between you and God. Bam, done. Is not, even if the man of God is willing to build houses, the whole argument of tithing was never that you should monitor man of God. I understand it's painful when you are paying through your nose, because there are times when I'm crying to tithe that tithe, but it was between me and God. So that opens a whole lot of let's not go into biblical discussions there. The whole point of this whole matter is that planning. How am I going to plan my plan my life, or plan this 2021 in a way that I'm able to be consistent? Because that word annoys me personally, because I can't be consistent. Consistency is hard, especially when you're living in a day where nothing is set in stone. You know what I mean? You're silent. Why are you silent?
I'm here. I said yeah.
How are we planning? Or how are we? Yeah, I guess my kids.
But that's what I said. Well, it takes me, and that's what I said, right? It takes me even 1-2 months for me to even be able to pen down something, right? Because it's not just to write it down. It's not just to have goals. It's not just to have, it's also to, I would say, your word, use planning. Plan. My word would be brood over it. What is that thing you want to achieve? And then, sorry?
Brood would be like meditation.
Oh, yeah.
2 months. I have never heard anybody say this before. This is really deep.
Oh, it takes me.
Yeah, just patience yourself. Yeah, just doing it slowly.
So the problem is that we're all in a haste to where? Where are we rushing to?
It's not like we are rushing. It's just that the quicker we have the goals, the quicker we can start accomplishing it.
Well, what I've found in life is that sometimes it's not the first to go, right? It's the one that is able to keep going.
That's a Yoruba proverb right there. That's
So
that's the Yoruba
this,
proverb.
I don't know. I'm not Yoruba major.
And
I'm
I
half,
wish that-
I'm half Yoruba major. You know,
because
it's not
it's
it's not
always
who sets out first, right? So and that's why it's dangerous to look at the next person to say, okay, because people are setting goal, you're setting goal. No. I feel like you should sit with yourself and tell yourself some truth. I can't set some certain goals, right? Some goals that you set, I can't even set them. I wish I could, but
the people
our
that
brains are different. Your brain might be very sharp, catching things very well. These days, I found that I don't understand.
post
So, sorry.
I said post COVID sharp brain.
So, just giving myself knowing yourself, and then talking to yourself, speaking to yourself, and taking time to put it down. So that once you put it down, it's like having a meeting with yourself. Once you
Yeah,
put it down,
yeah, getting to know yourself better. And I like that point again that you are making about getting to know yourself, because you see what this COVID has done to some people is, some of us have binge, because of binge watch TVs, Netflix, every show on the TV we know. And it's funny how you don't know the impact that noise has to you. You just find out that you wake up 3, 4 months later and the noise has filled your head and you can't actually carry on a thought in your head.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know and
yeah.
you might not know these things, and it might not even be TV, it might be WhatsApp. So this week I deleted some WhatsApp groups on my phone because you just be hearing beeps, beep, beeps, beeps. I don't know how your own phone sounds, and I'll be looking who is texting me, and it's all this forwarding. I know WhatsApp is messed up because somebody coughs on WhatsApp, they'll beep you, and then the person that responds to the cough, then they will, the way WhatsApp does, and
Yeah, but you can put them on silent. What I do is I put them on silent.
he silenced himself after the 8 hours or the 1 week, and
Oh
then
no, so I put it for it used to be 12 months, but now I think forever or
yeah,
something.
but what's
Put
the
on silent.
point? Because when you look at your phone, the key WhatsApps that you need to see, you can't see. When you look at your phone, 500 messages, you're like, I'm missing. What I mean? So I realized that those things have caused noise for me. They've caused
Mm,
noise. You're just constantly thinking, you're looking at your phone, television
exact.
is
I think that
on.
one is, yeah,
You
looking at your phone
know,
might be
the
something.
declaration
Yeah.
is tomorrow now. We don't know what will happen in the US area concerning what has been happening in the past, right? Those things. So I realized that I don't know myself anymore. I think I've lost myself. I don't know who I am. So I have to do.
And I think that's one of the blessings of 2020. I think that's one of the blessings of 2020. Just dealing with yourself, because truth is sometimes we are just moving, action, moving, giving us that room of escape to really sit down to deal with ourselves. Those things that, there are things that that, no, I should deal with, I should sit down and deal with this thing. But you just feel like, let me quickly go to the mall.
What,
Let me quickly go to.
what I'm now finding out is I don't know if I'm liking this version of myself. You know, is it like, you can say to an outside person like, Bolan, I don't like you. You
It's
cannot.
a good thing you say that to yourself, where you don't like this version of yourself, and then you work on the version of yourself that you don't like. It gives you the chance to do work on it, right?
I guess I know the answer that I have to work on it, right? But the whole idea that I'm coming to the realization that I don't know if this is what I planned out to be 3 years ago, and it's little things like, you know, I've gained weight, or by now I thought I should have done 5, 7 things, or you
Well,
know,
I'll tell you one thing that I found out about myself. Was it a couple of years ago? I just realized that, well, you're so critical about people. Like, why are you so tough on people? Like, and the good thing is, I probably will not say it, but I will think it, right? And I won't give people grace. Like, I'm just that person. I'm like, so why is this person like this? And so I found out, and when I found out, I obviously wasn't, I didn't like it. Because many people or people around me says me and say, very nice, Bolale. But in my mind, I know that. So I feel like it was God opening my eyes to
I
see
wonder what you
myself.
think about me in the past.
If I shoot you from here.
Because because the way you are
So
saying it is me, I would have
no,
just
no, oh no, oh no. So it was an awakening for me, right?
yeah.
You know why they say take out the speck from your eyes so you can see, and it was an awakening moment for me to say, you know what, be give people grace, the same grace you expect people to give you, you also give to people, you know.
I see your point.
And so I was telling someone the story of someone that had a house help in Nigeria, and then the house help would um they had cameras in the house. The house help knew where some was, but didn't know where the other ones were. And so she, in the morning, the girl would just be happy. She would just go to the living room,
Mm-hmm.
bring out all sorts, sit, eat, sit on the couch, turn on TV. She would just enjoy herself, basically dance, be happy, and all that.
Yeah.
And when I was saying this, I was saying like, can you imagine? And the response I got, if I woke me up, was like, so what's the big deal? This is a girl that just is seeing this life for the first time. Let her be. So what? And I thought of it too. I was like, really, so what?
It takes an improvement to say that about Nigerian house helps because I've heard some really horror stories of people suddenly developing ego when they put somebody who they believe is subservient to them, or when when you pay somebody for a service, you suddenly think they are God. So it takes a very improved mind to say that to you. So, but I hear you. I hear what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So it's
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 quite
it's
mindset.
these very little things, and then you wake up and then you grow again. That's another growth, right? You pick up something, you work on it, you grow.
I guess
You know.
our time is going. So I
Yeah.
think the point I guess I'm trying to make, and using myself and my story and what I've had to over the years, and I started taking stock that we are starting a new year, and if this shit is going to be impactful to anybody, is to kind of talk about issues that affect our lives, but not in the way everybody else is talking about them, and not in the way because there's no point to be saying what everybody else is saying, but also to say things that can help people. And you're human, you're a woman, I'm human, I'm a woman, I'm a mom, you're a mom, we have families, and life hits us and it's real, you say the hustle is real. And you're not going to have time to follow your 10 list plan or your 10 plan, what you say, the 10 things you wrote to accomplish. You're probably not going to have time to remember the sermons or the things, there are times when you're going to scream and lose your cool, but
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, there's got to be a way that your life doesn't remain, I guess, the same as it was January. There's got to
There
be,
has to be an improvement. Yeah.
there's got to be
That's the
that's my
that's
goal.
that
Yeah.
should be the goal. Yeah.
In a loose sort of way, in a quiet, and I know, because this discipline that you mentioned now, you can't be disciplined in one day.
Oh
Hmm?
no.
You have to
Oh no.
kind of build up. One thing nobody tells you again is that you can't. You have to. Sometimes some of us might require a build up to it. So, that's why you go to military school for 4 years, or you go to boot camp for 8 weeks. They don't start you doing everything. They start you from maybe the frog jumps, and then they take you
Yeah.
to, don't know, whatever, push-ups later. And this is just an example, not to offend anybody. So I'm finding out that even when you make a plan, you want to be, say, a millionaire by December. Is that feasible? What are the things you need to put in place? You're looking for that contract to just jump on you like that. It might happen. It might happen. Don't get me wrong. It might happen. But if it doesn't happen, then what next? Or is there a way you can ensure that it happens? Can you guarantee it? I guess that's my whole point. Can you guarantee it's happening? By not, so some of these things are internal build up. You have to build yourself. You have to wake up every Sunday morning. If you go to church or you go on Fridays to the mosque or wherever you go, to when you sit down to listen, actually make a conscious effort to improve your life. I'm telling myself, Shayo, make a conscious effort to improve yourself. You have to plan your improvement path. It has to happen. And then, I had a thing. The guy goes, whenever you say you are trying, I think you sent that to me. Stop saying you are trying because, trying is concomitant.
Mhm.
I'm trying to lose this weight. And he goes, start training. Because once you are training to do something, um, you're actually making a plan towards it. And so I leave you with this, folks. Train for your future you. Go find your training path. I am what I'm going to take away from this show is this 2 months, 3 month brooding process that Bola has. I find it refreshing to hear that you actually spend this much time
Oh
because
yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I've never, by end of January, I've started the plan that I had in plan like December 15, and then by February 15, I'm irritated that daily Bible reading plan. I've jumped 4 pages now, jumped 4 days now. The weekend I woke up, ran to work, that. Now I'm feeling overwhelmed,
Yeah.
in the strap, so I'm finding out that that I can do better this year by removing unnecessary pressures and
Yeah.
planning. So folks, this is the Tayo Elnathan show with Bola of the Word Smiles, who comes every week despite the sacrifice to stay here and talk to me. And I really do hope that you guys, somebody out there is learning and is hearing. And even if Bola seems very grounded and she knows what she's saying, so people listen to Bola.
No. I'm as human is.
So this 2021, our goal is to humanize our issues and to
Yeah.
listen to your stories and to let you know that whatever story it is, whatever you are going out there, somebody else can learn from it, somebody else can benefit from it, somebody else can you can help somebody with your story. So don't be shy. You can email me. Once again, my email is tayo.elnathan@lccmediafoundation.ca. Please email me comments, email me your concerns, email me stories, thought processes, ideas, point my direction. Let's talk about what affects us as human beings. We're not here to preach to you. We're not here to we're here to just discuss. Sometimes when you discuss, that discussion, like today now, just listen to my worthy friend here. I've learned, something that is really going to help me in my own life. Still irritated by the words diligence and consistency, but don't be me.
Well, we
You
can't
know,
take it out,
I can't take it out. Discipline still can be
unfortunately.
but we'll make it work. So guys, the LCC Media Foundation portal. We have a radio. I should tell you guys we have a radio. It's coming out on the Android. It's already on the Android. Well, and it's going to be on the what is not Android? The other one that is not Android. Apple.
Apple
Okay.
AOS. I don't know. You use Apple. I don't use Apple
The Apple
products.
one, the Apple Store,
iPhone. Apple
iPhone
Store.
downloading something. Yeah, it's called the Capital City FM. Please search us out. Listen to it. It's a family-friendly radio. If you want us to promote you, LCC Media Foundation. We also have a magazine. If you want to look at our last edition of magazine, go on the ladiescorner.ca. The text scroller down here is also saying it there. So we have a lot of things that we do. So please check us out, like us, but please listen to our shows. And we have a host of shows this year, and we have a good year coming up. We are going to do a lot of talking, a lot of help. We're going to cry together, smile together. We're going to be here with you guys. We're going to love you all. So thank you. Bola, what is the final word? You say it.
I'm wishing everybody a great 2021. Yeah. I feel like the best gift we can get this year is peace. So I'm wishing everybody peace. Yeah. Joy, peace. Yeah.
Joy and peace.
Let's leave all these we're looking for now. Yeah. Let's God fill our hearts with joy and with peace this 2021.
That's so deep.
I
won't have said it like deep things. But anyway.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. See you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.